Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. My computer completely crashed at the worst possible time. I had to restart everything. But I think we're back.
Back.
Yeah, back. Okay, everybody should still be in the roleplay pool. It sounds like things are working. I'm going to give you guys just a second to kind of catch back up here. Hopefully we get people over. We saved Thalindra's last non-natural 20 roll. And I believe that was to avoid a knoll that was slipping past. You keep a firm eye out for the debris. Danny, yes, welcome back. It was a non-natural 20. I remember. Don't you lie to me. With that, Danny, I now need you to make an athletics check as Thalindra to see if you can hold on. So exclamation point R athletics for me. Oh, she also, you're right. We did the athletics check. That's what this non-natural 20 was. Yep. Okay. That's fine. Matt says, I told you I'd derail this. Yeah, well, you did, man. You did. You did it. Shut the whole computer down. So, Thalindra, as the current continues to surge past you, you hold on to not only the pale root, but to Beakley as he clutches the pale root as well. You feel it slipping from the ground under your immense weight and the immense weight of the current pulling against it, but it does not release. We're now going to check on Letherian. Letherian gets an 8 as a knoll hanging on to one of the roots, attempts to lash out and bite him. He needs to make a dexterity saving throw, or he could actually fall here. That is a natural 20. That is a natural 20, chat. Look at that beautiful nat 20, baby. Woo! Woo! It is off, but it's okay. Okay, with a natural 20, Letherian is able to narrowly avoid the bite.
Nat 20.
Woo! With that, he now needs to make an athletics check to hold on. Does he get swept away in the chaos?
Oh my god.
And chat, you saw it. Nat 20 to nat 1.
No.
As he narrowly avoids the knoll that lashes out with a bite, the creature leaping off of its pale root is swept away in the current, but unfortunately his grip 2 is loosened, sending him careening into untold directions as all of you watch him tumble over and over in the waves. We move now to Ayla. Ayla, if you succeed on all your checks, I will offer you a chance to try and snare Letherian before he is too far gone. Roll me a d10 first to find out what your complication is. So that's you, Matt. Okay, with an 8. That same knoll, as you reach out for Letherian, is trying to bite you now. I need you to make a dex save. Make a dexterity saving throw as this knoll tries to bite you as they float past before Letherian reaches you. You almost are hesitant to pull your hand back because you're worried you might miss Letherian if you do. An 11 thematically is going to cause the knoll to bite you. With 5 points of piercing damage, you take the damage gladly as the knoll careens beyond. You are able to maintain consciousness well enough as you hold your hand out for Letherian. Make an athletics check to see if you can keep your grip with your other hand on the pale root. So Matt Steely, this will be athletics. You're down to your last use. With a 4, you do grab Letherian, but the added weight is too much, and both of you go spinning and tumbling off into the distance, bobbing up and down. Each of you is going to take 3d6 bludgeoning damage. I am going to roll that on camera. I guess for right now, I probably could, huh? Pulling out the extra dice so you guys know we're not cheating anything. We're rolling 3d6. 2 5s and a 2 for a total of 12. That does bring Letherian into an unconscious state. And it does bring Ayla into a bloodied state with 20 out of 40 hit points remaining. Both of you continue to tumble through the water as you are carried away. Ayla, I'm going to have you make one final athletics check. This is to see if the two of you are swept out to sea or if you were able to find some foothold within the city of Darkwell proper. At this point, you have him in your clutches. You are reaching out with your spare hand.
Ayla, you got this.
With a 12. With a 12. I'm going to say that you are unable to hang on. You grab a loose stone off of a crumbling building and come away with only the stone itself in your hand as you continue to tumble another 3d6. That is 11 points of damage. Letherian takes 2 failed death saves, and you take another 11 points. 9 points as the two of you are swept out into the sea. I now need you to make an athletics check to try and swim back up, lest you succumb to the depths. Ayla, you have 2 points of lay on hands. I will allow you to pump them into Letherian if you want him to try and swim on his own power. However, with an 18, you were able to breach the surface. The water still rippling and torrenting in untold directions, tossing you back and forth. You're able to grab a bit of loose debris.
Use lay on hands to save him.
You float upon the surface, lifting Letherian with your offhand onto the same wooden plank, and you channel the last of your divinity into the old the old elf, hoping to save his life where you have failed to save so many others. Knolls are bobbing up and down in the bay. You see Letherian's eyes open as water pours out from his mouth. You swim to shore, leaving behind the wooden plank. And not standing, but crawling onto the muddy shore that awaits you. You see your friends wide-eyed, just shy of the shoreline, and you see Darkwell behind them. The currents finally beginning to relent. You rise from the mud and wreckage to see Darkwell changed. Trees toppled, streets gouged out, yet there are still buildings standing, impossibly anchored by pale roots that no longer thrum with red light. One by one, tired-eyed villagers emerge from their hovels, blinking like they've awakened from a long nightmare. As Breviera, the pixie from the Sweet Dreams apothecary, streaks around a corner towards you with a stunned urgency. All of you embrace in this moment as Breviera offers her services to you once again, and we fade to black. A couple days pass as you attempt to nurse your wounds and heal your exhaustion. With the help of Breviera, it takes less time than you'd expect. And after days of aching sleep and a bit of bruised travel, you return to Torvosa's gentler, peaceful wilds. Bramble bounds up the path to greet you, eyes wide and voice bright. Welcome home! I was wondering when you'd return. Let me tell you all about the crazy dream I had while you were away. It was maybe not a good dream, really. You see, the flood you experienced, I see you're still sopping wet, wasn't all just weather. I dreamed that a giant turtle was stirring, and I worry that our fighting forces in Turathil may not be long for this world, but at the very least, Torvosa is safe, and if they are to return from the battle that awaits them, they will have home waiting. You have done your task exceptionally well, and I commend you, brave heroes. Darkwell was a blemish, and a blemish that may remain, but not in the form that it once held. It no longer poses a danger to the people of Zashitan and Torvosa at large. As he explains this to you, and as you exchange conversation with him, you wander back towards the city center and back towards the bay that overlooks the same waterway that Torvosa spawns. The water level is higher now, and yet there are some things that appear to have been dredged up from its darkest
depths. You put the order of the
depths.
jackalope on the map.
Indeed you did! I'm very proud of everything you've accomplished, and
Thank you, Bramble, as I give him a hug.
That's not really necessary. A customary bowing gesture will do, although, I'll take a hug after. As you all continue to look out across the waves, you see a number of strange stone fragments washed up from the flood, ancient masonry etched with symbols that nobody recognizes. One of Torvosa's residents kicks around in the dirt. As I would ask all of you, what are your characters do? What are your characters doing in this moment as your adventure has come to a close? We'll start with you, Ayla. What does Ayla do, having survived this tumultuous experience? I imagine there is some small part of you upset about the fact that you've lost your brother in this process. Matt says, we're continuing the adventure! As is customary at the end of a campaign, I love to ask what the characters get up to afterwards, and that's exactly what this is all about. Nyx, Alendra, you guys be thinking about what your characters may be doing. I really can't believe you guys made it out of that with nobody dying. You were up and down and up and down. So many unconscious points here. So many moments on 2 failed death saves.
I spend time with my sisters, happy we survived, and I decide how to tell my father that my brother died saving us all. I want him to know there was still a good person underneath.
Ayla, after a brief moment of ceremony with Bramble, the leader of your order, you take a much earned reprieve back to your hometown to break the news to your father in person. You hesitate at the door when you reach your humble farmhouse, the farmland still somewhat scorched after the fires of Rayjet. But after gathering your courage and understanding you did all that you could, you go to knock at the door. When it swings open, your father embraces you with a full bear hug, almost toppling you as you feel the warm trickle of tears running down your armor. Ayla, I know you did all you could for him. I know. And you are left with the love of a father, the understanding of family, and the knowing that in the end, you did save Aravin. At least on some level. Nyx, what do you do at the end of this adventure? What is it that spurs you on after such a close brush with death so many times?
I will create my own roguish guild and look for ways to help the public. Guild name is the Codfather family. I also will stay with the Lindra for a while before heading out.
I imagine that the name actually comes from a bit of old wreckage that surfaces after the storm. You see the remnants of an old ship called the Codfather surfaced off the back of Ao after the turtle stirred once more and caused this torrential tidal wave. You spend some time amassing a following and creating this thieves guild, all the while holding on to the pale root bulb that has granted you power without prying into the dark past that you're sure awaits you, knowing that that doesn't matter anymore, and that your life now is all that matters. The people you have now are all that matter. You long not for lost memories or nightmares of fallen families and half-truths. You live knowing that the people around you are worth protecting, and that trouble is worth getting into. Lindra, what do you do after this adventure? After nearly losing your companion, after being unable to save your mother, but by that merit saving your father from a certain demise? Saft, let me know what the Lindra does at the end of this adventure. What peace has she earned? Indeed, you did earn this happy ending. There were no character
Felindra
deaths
spends
this
time with her sister, her father, and Owlbear as her sisters recounted. She plaintively contemplates the forces that work in nature as she understands it. She helps others with magic.
Though not joining the ranks of the Order of the Jackalope yourself, you stay close to your friend Ayla, who is a rather prestigious member of their order. You help to support Nyx where you can, and moreover, you stay behind to help the people of Torvosa navigate the dangers of the wilds, especially after so much of this wrathful nature has reared its ugly head in your direction and taught you a valuable lesson. That wrath in nature does exist. That it will always exist. But that tragedy does not have to be the result of it. You no longer live the perfect carefree life that you did before. You have responsibility now. But you find purpose in that responsibility. You find purpose in the ability to provide for others. And while the chief is away, you keep the wilds peaceful as they should be. And with that, we come to an end of our second Chat
Thank you all
Plays
for
D&D
this beautiful
campaign.
adventure. Growing heart emoji. For the Codfather.
For the Codfather!
She of course adventures with her sisters from time to time as well, I would hope.
Absolutely. When nature calls, when duty calls. Both of those things could be poop jokes. You take the time to join forces with the two elven sisters, and surely your names will not be easily forgotten through the annals of history held by the stonework of Torvosa's tallest pyramid structures. Thank you, everyone, for being such a massive and beautiful part of this second Chat Plays D&D campaign. I talked about it a little bit earlier in the chat, but I do think it's going to be a little while before we run another Chat Plays, maybe a month or two. There's a lot of big things coming for the channel that I need to focus on first, and I want to give some time to make sure that we can work out any bugs with our new system that we've been implementing over here. But rest assured that there will be plenty more Chat Plays D&D campaigns in the future, because I love the lore and the context and the texture that you have supplied to this campaign setting. And moreover, there will be adventures in a new place, in a new land, in a new campaign setting in the not so distant future, where I'm sure chat will have every opportunity to influence a whole new set of interesting lore, locations, and people. But until that time, go out there and make some chaos. Bye!